All right, I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. And this your fellow servant, Ariyah. And as you can see, I'm in my comment section. I had this, I don't know if it's a guy or if it's a woman, you know. But anyway, it's Hope Sullivan 77 asked a couple of questions. For the most part, I answered all the questions, but a couple of questions I want to go further into because I didn't like give the scriptures on it. I just talked to her about it. So today we're gonna cover the scriptures on it. And one of the questions that she was asking about was like, why did I have the globe up, and what were my thoughts on the firmament or the waters under the earth. So I don't know if she's like a flat earth believer or whatever, but I'll cover that, and I'll go into Genesis 1 and give the understanding of what was going on in Genesis 1. And then another comment that she made was asking about the rapture and God's return, which meaning Yahweh's return, or who you usually call Jesus Christ, not God's return, because God dwelleth in the heavens, all right, in His realm. But Yahweh, He's going to send His Son back. That's who's going to return. So she's asking me about the return, and you know, she's just curious, and then she asks why did Yahweh die for our sins. So that's what I'm gonna cover right now, and later on I'll cover the Genesis 1, which is how Earth came about. So let's get into this rapture. So the rapture, according to Christianity or to Catholics, or that all out hell is gonna break loose. But before all out hell break loose, you're gonna have individuals get taken to a new land, or taken to another dimension and dwell safely. All right, that's nowhere in the scriptures. All right, that's not biblical. All right, that's not biblically sound. But what will happen is this. So let's get into it. So we're gonna go to Revelation chapter 11. So the rapture, what Christianity talk about is straight up lies, okay? But what will happen is salvation, deliverance. That's what's going to come. And those that's going to receive salvation and deliverance are the elect in the 1/3. All right. When I say 1/3, meaning 33.3% of our nation. When I say our nation, I'm talking about the nation of Israel, the true biblical Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So let's get into the scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. This 3 days and a half, it represents 350 years. So after 350 years, the spirit of life from God entered into them. What is the spirit of life? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. And it said they received it from God, and it entered into them. Enter into who? The elect in the 1/3. All right, the elect in the 1/3 of the Israelites, those that got the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And once again, this 3 days and a half represents 350 years. So we got over here into this land on cargo slave ships in 1619. You add 350 years to that, that puts us at 1969. And that is when this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, how you hear me speak it, all right, which is the biblical truth, the biblical true understanding, it came out in 1969 in New York. All right, from my elders, and and continue to spread. All right, and it's continuing to spread to the what? To the four corners of the earth, like the scripture said it would. All right, this word had to be preached, all right, to the four corners of the earth, because the Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And how is this word being preached to the four corners of the earth? Through the internet. This is how it's able to reach everybody. All right, so continuing on, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So when we started standing up on our feet out on the street corners preaching this word, where everybody see the guys standing up with the Bibles, when people see the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans standing out on the street corners with the Bible in their hand, holding up signs, where y'all think we crazy, we out of our mind. This is what it's talking about. This is when we stood up upon our feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear fell upon who? The elites of these heathen nations that surround us, man, that kept this truth from us. All right, the scriptures in Psalm 83 tells you that we have enemies. Matter of fact, let's go there, man. Let's go to Psalms 83. Let's see what they did. All right, so when the elites of these nations saw us, great fear came upon them. Because why? Because they have been doing something. Let's see what they've been doing. This Psalms 83 verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. So these enemies have made a tumult. And what are the enemies? The other nations. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They that hate our power, and not only do they hate our power, they hate us. They have lifted up their head. They became proudful out here. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So this is what they have done. They taken crafty counsel against the Lord's people, against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which you are the biblical Israelites. And they consulted against the hidden ones. We are the hidden ones. All right, they want to keep us hidden. This is why they wanted to keep us from knowing who we are. This is why great fear fell upon them when they saw us find out who we were. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So this is what these other nations have done. So let's go back to Revelation 11. And this is how you read the Bible, people. Here a little, there a little, man. Got to put the puzzle together. And then it's going to all make sense. So this is why fear fell upon them, all right, which saw us. Because they came together in agreement to keep us hidden. They came together so that we would no longer be remembered. They didn't want our names to be remembered no more. So now that they see the men of the Lord out on the streets telling you who you truly are, great fear fell upon them, which saw them. All right. And now I want to take y'all to, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. All right. Because this also speaks on it. And this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man, meaning the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. Yeah, and we stand in great boldness. This is why I don't sugarcoat nothing with y'all. This is why I don't give no damns about your feelings. You asking me about my thoughts, I'm not going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to give you what the Bible say. All right? This is what the righteous man does, man. And we stand in great boldness with it. But before the face of such as have afflicted him. Who afflicted us? The other nations, man. Those nations that want to keep us blind. Those nations that want to keep us from our heritage. That want to keep us from knowing who we are, man. So we stood up in their face. Before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And these other nations don't make no account of our labors, man. We never been paid for anything that we have done. These people go around stealing our ideals, patenting our ideals, and making money off our ideals. They got all that slave labor off of us, never gave us a dime. Yeah, man, they made no account of our labors. Now I say when they see it, who is this day when they see it? The elites, those that know who we are, those that came together, that made that confederate to keep us from knowing who we truly are. All right. Salakia. And when they shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And now they troubled with terrible fear. When they see us out on the streets preaching, when they see us putting up these videos on the internet, they are troubled with terrible fear, man. Because all that shit that they did, all the countless hours that they put in programming our people, all the countless dollars that they spent, all the stealing of artifacts and hiding histories, books and stuff, They did all that shit, and we still got this truth, man. So this is why terrible fear are falling among them, man, and they're troubled because now they see no matter what, they can't stop prophecy. Prophecy is gonna happen. All right. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So yeah, they're troubled. They're in terrible fear. And guess what? They're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. Because what's the strangeness that's gonna bring us deliverance? That's gonna bring us salvation. That's gonna come and save us out of this captivity. That strangeness is the UFOs, or what the world they call UFOs. But the scriptures, they call them the chariots of God, the chariots of Israel. Cloud by day, fire by night. And this is why our ancestors sung a song called what? Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. All right. This is what's coming to deliver us from our captivity and carry us home. So far beyond all that they look for. And this deliverance, this salvation is gonna be so spectacular, man. it ain't you can't even put it in words, man. It's gonna be so spectacular, man. Verse 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision. Yeah, is this he whom we sometime had lost? We had these people thinking that they was Negroes. We had these people thinking that they were Latinos, that they was Native Americans. We had them in the derision. And a proverb of reproach. Yeah, we had them calling themselves niggas, wetbacks. Yeah, this is what they was calling themselves, man. We had them as a reproach, man. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Yeah, we counted his life madness and his end to be without honor, man. They counted us just as slaves, and all we're gonna be is slaves. We always gonna be on the bottom of the totem pole. This is what they thought. Then it says, verse 5. How is he numbered among the children of God? How in the hell is these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the scum, because they think we're the scum of the earth. The scum of the earth, how the hell are they the biblical Israelites? How are they the children of God? And his lot is among the saints. And he are among the saints. They are among the saints. They are being delivered. The chariots of God, the chariots of Israel are beaming them up. They're being saved. So this is the truth of the matter of what's going to happen, man. So let's go back to Revelation 11. So going back to Revelation 11, and it said, once again, Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. So 350 years after us being placed upon the shores of America, the spirit of God, this was knowledge and understanding, entered into the men of the Lord to go out and preach. All right, to the children. All right, to what children? The children of God. All right, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear fell upon who? These other nations, the elite of these other nations that know who we are, that's been holding our history back, holding our heritage back, trying to keep us lost, trying to keep us hidden, so that the name of Israel would reign no more. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, until them come up hither. And this is that what? This is that strangeness of salvation. How is he numbered among the children of Israel? How is he numbered among the saints? Yeah, we're gonna be called up onto what? The chariots of Israel, the chariots of God, the cloud by day, the fire by night, or what the world call UFOs. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Yeah, these other nations are going to behold us. They're going to see it. They're going to witness it. It shall be televised. Verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. Yeah, and what's that great earthquake? What's going to cause that great earthquake? You could go read about that in Ezekiel 38. All right. You could read about the nations that's going to come together and send missiles over here in this place that you call America, which is Babylon the Great, which ought to be destroyed. All right. those missiles, those nuclear missiles, are going to cause that earthquake. And the 10th part of the city fell. And it says the 10th part of the city fell. Why? Because America, if you go look at the FEMA chart that breaks down America, America is broken down into 10 parts. So this is that 10th part of the city that's going to fall. All of America shall be decimated, man, from sea to shiny sea, man. And that's why it's going to be a lake of fire. It's going to look like a lake of fire, man. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And that 7 in numerology just mean complete. So it's going to be complete death over here when those missiles hit, man. So if you don't get beamed up in the chariots, you will receive death by nuclear fire. And the remnant were frightened. And who's the remnant? The elected in 1/3, 33.3% of our nation, which shall be saved, which shall be delivered before the nuclear bombs hit this place that you call America, which is Babylon the Great. All right, so the remnant were afraid and gave glory to the God of heaven. And why were the remnant afraid and gave glory to the God of heaven? Because they barely made it up out of there, man. All right, because the missiles was coming, and right before the missiles hit, they got beamed up. Verse 14. The second woe is past. World War II, it already passed by. And behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. And it's coming quickly. We're living in those days. We're living in those times. And you're seeing it manifest right before your eyes. All right. So let's go to Revelation chapter 7. This Revelation chapter 7, verse 14. Because once again, there's nobody that's going to get raptured up out of here when all out hell breaks loose in America. Nah, your ass is going to stay right here. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to have to get through this, and the only way you're going to get through it is by being connected to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. No other way. Your money ain't going to save you. Your car ain't going to save you. Your jewelry ain't going to save you. Your house ain't going to save you. Your wife can't save you. Your kids can't save you. None of those things are gonna matter, man. All right, you about to go through some real shit, and the only way you're gonna make it through this shit that's coming is being connected to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You're gonna have to be spiritual, man. You're gonna have to have faith, man. All right, unwavering faith. And this is Revelation chapter 7. We'll start at verse 13. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation. Yeah, these are they that came out of great troubling times. These are they that came through the destruction. These are they that made it through all the different judgments, the different punishments, the different what's the word I'm looking for? Pestilence, the evil. Like, these are all the things that's coming over here to America, man. You're about to live in some hey, the scriptures tell you in Matthew chapter 24, there's never been a time like this. You're about to enter into a time that's never been like this in history, man. That's the type of shit that you about to have to deal with out here, man. You people have no idea how bad it's gonna get, man, when this economy drops, when this economy falls. And this economy is about to fall, man. As you can tell with the debt ceiling, man. You people, hey, listen, man. See, you people been thinking the men of the Lord been out here just talking just to talk. We've been warning you, man. Me, myself, been warning you since 2008. See, y'all thought shit was all a game, but shit finna get real serious now, man. They just passed that debt ceiling. They finna make a lot of cuts, man. A lot of you people out here depend on that EBT. You depend on Section 8. You depend on WIC. You depend on the child care service that they pay for you in order to get to work, and don't have to worry about the payments that you pay for your kids at the daycare. You got Social Security. Man, they finna cut all that shit, man. All of that shit finna get cut. And guess what? Inflation is gonna go up again, man. Because they just passed the debt ceiling for the Fed to be able to print more money. The more money they print, the more inflation goes up, man. So not only are you gonna get cut on your benefits, you're gonna have to pay more money in the stores, man. And they're gonna cut Section 8, man. Homelessness finna be at an all-time high, man. And when these prices continue to go up in these stores and restaurants, guess what? People are gonna start to get laid off, man. Because there ain't gonna be a lot of foot traffic in those stores. And when these prices go up, guess what? It's gonna be a lot more looting and crime, man. And the more looting that takes place, the higher the prices of the food are gonna go up, man. So you people out here been thinking this has been a game and shit gonna get real serious, man. You finna come into some great tribulation, man. And once again, the only way you gonna make it through is having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Isaiah 33:6, man. For this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding shall be the stability of thy times, man. And shall be the strength that shall bring you salvation. So continuing on. These are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So how do you make your robes white? Your robes represent your mind. All right. How do you wash your mind? How do you make it white? Because right now, 2/3 of our people, they're polluted. All right. They living like heathens. They have no understanding, no idea that they're the biblical Israelites and don't care to know. All right. Their mind is polluted and dirty. But guess what? The elected in the 1/3, we're gonna wash our minds. All right. And our minds are gonna become white and clean, man. Because we're going to believe on this truth as the scriptures say. And the only way that you can believe on this truth as the scriptures say is through the blood of Yahushua, man. All right, or who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. And if he walked this earth, he'll be a so-called Negro. So this answers the question of why Yahushua coming to die for our sins. Because without him, we wouldn't have this truth. We wouldn't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, he is the one that rose from the dead and went and stood on the right hand side of the Father and unsealed the book. When he unsealed the book, that was us having the ability to fully understand the book. Now we can fully understand the book. Before that, we couldn't fully understand the book. You can't break down these prophecies. Now we have the ability to break down the prophecies. Through Yahushua, we able to get back to the Father. Without Yahushua, we was not able to talk to the Father. All right. He wasn't listening to us. Why? Because we had broke the commandments. Yahushua walked this earth and sinned not. And that is the son that the Father is well pleased in. So he's the one, he's the mediator. So when you pray in the name of Yahushua, and he takes your prayers to the Father because he's the mediator. All right. The Father listens to him. So this is why Yahushua is so important. And Yahushua is who's going to come back on those chariots, which the word is called UFOs, and bring salvation and deliverance to the elected in the 1/3. And this is another reason why he died for our sins. And it's another reason why he's coming back. All right, to establish the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Israel, to restore the kingdom of Israel on earth, man. To put us back on top, to take us from the bottom of the totem pole and place us back at the top of the totem pole of society. Verse 15. Therefore are they before the throne of God and serve him day and night in his temple. And this is what the elected in the 1/3 do, man. We serve Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh day and night. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. And who is this sitting on the throne? Yahweh. He's going to dwell among us. That's who's coming back to deliver us. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more. Neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. Yeah, man, once again, man, we finna be taken from the bottom of the totem pole of society and placed at the top. We finna go from rags to riches. Started at the bottom, now we here. Like, that's how it's finna. That's what's finna happen, man. Verse 17. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them. Once again, Yahushua is the one that's going to be sitting on the throne, and he's the one that's feeding us, man. This is already happening. The feeding is already happening. Once again, Yahushua received the book from the Father. He unsealed the book, then he sends the Holy Spirit down upon men to teach them the Bible, such as myself, and then we go out and we feed the sheep. The scriptures say, if ye love me, feed my sheep. So that's what the men of the Lord go out in the streets And on the internet, this is what we do. We feed the sheep and shall lead them unto living fountains of water. And this is the living fountains of water that we lead you to, the truth of the scriptures. All right? To receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And God shall wipe away all tears from thy eyes. And that's what's soon to come, man. We're about to be removed up out this captivity and placed in our land, man. And gain control of the earth, man. And rule the earth in righteousness, man. That's what's about to happen, man. So let's go to Zechariah real quick. Zechariah chapter 13. And we're going to go to verse 9. Because once again, the elect in the 1/3, that's who's going to be beamed up. That's who's going to make it through the hardship that's about to take place over here in this place that you call America. That's who's going to make it onto the chariots before the nuclear missiles dissolve this place. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9. And I will bring the third part representing the elect, the 1/3, the remnant, through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. What is that fire that we're about to go through? The tribulation, the hardship, the all-out hell that's about to break loose. That's that fire that's coming here, man. And they say he's going to bring us through it. We're about to be refined as silver. All right? And we're going to be tried as gold. They shall call on my name. Who is that they that's going to call on the name? Who knows the name of Yahweh? Who knows the name of Yahweh Shai? Who's going to call upon those names, man, and trust in those names and have faith in those names? The elect in the 1/3. And I will hear them. And the Father is going to hear us, man. Why? Because the Son is going to take our prayers and our cries and our concerns unto the Father, man. When all this hell is breaking loose on America, man. And hell in the planet, on earth. It's finna be chaos everywhere, man. It's already chaos everywhere, man. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. All right. So yeah, ain't nobody disappearing and going nowhere, man. Everybody's finna be right here going through the tribulation.